Hello, viewer. It's great having you on the show as usual, and welcome to another episode. Thanks for joining us. This is Viewpoint, talk show where they talk as EB. On the show, we talk about the latest trends and developments to the underlying issues and challenges. We dive into the world of entertainment, politics, health, education, lifestyle, power of community, you just name it. So sit back, relax, and engage in our conversations. My name is Hadiza Galadima, and right here with me are my co-host Confidence and Rachel. All we do on the show is spark meaningful conversations, inspire change within our community as we engage in honest dialogue. And now, straight to the business of the day. Let's get started. In the words of Bamiboye Oluwotimi, you would suffer for many things in life, and misplaced priorities is one of them. We'll be talking about up to the minute issues in the country. So we'll firstly be talking about some of the ministerial portfolios of President Tinubu. We will also be talking about how religious beliefs affect our lives, that is, medically. And later on the show, we will talk about the importance of personal hygiene. All this and more after the break.
Experience the acceleration of Oweleketv. Get the latest news from the glitz and glamour of the entertainment industry to the pulse-pounding realm of sports. We provide accurate and up-to-date information, exclusive interviews with top political analysts that will leave you craving more. Our team of professionals delivers captivating contents from Nigeria and beyond. Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleketv. Visit our website at www.oweleke.tv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back. This is Viewpoint, talk show where they talk as EB. On Thursday, the president released the portfolios for the 45 confirmed ministerial nominees. The president assigned FCT to Wike. Simon Lalong is the Minister of Labour, David Umahi, Minister of Works, Wale Edun, Minister of Finance, and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Dele Alake, Minister of Solid Minerals Development, then Betta Edun, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Festus Kiamo, Minister of Aviation, amongst others. Eyebrows have been raised as regards the allotment of some of these ministers. In the case of Betta Edun, who has been a commissioner for health in her state, should have been given the Minister of Health. Former Zamfara State Governor Bello Mutawalli is the Minister of Defense for State, while Festus Keyamo was given his background as a lawyer, raises eyebrow about his qualification for the crucial role of Minister of Aviation. So the question is, will they possess the necessary expertise to address the challenges and complexities of their various ministries? Because Nigerians are speculating that Wike as FCT minister is to recreate what happened in Rivers State as regards to 25% when a case of a rerun comes up for Tinubu. So do you agree with Nigerians, or is this a clear case of clueless leadership?
Okay, you asked two questions. So let me answer. It's a clear case of clueless leadership. In the city of blind people, one-eyed king will be their king. A one-eyed man, rather, will be their king. And the ones that are blind will now be, they'll be hailing that one that has one eye. And that's just what is playing out here. You give ministers, give portfolios to people who know nothing about that thing. They did not. It's not like they studied it in school. It's not like they've even served in a position like that before. It's not like they know anything about it. You just give them and you just want them to come and perform. It's just you know what they do. Your governor, then you must test the senatorial seat. You must test being a minister. You must test being in every. You must test that seat. You must go to that place. It's a normal thing, and so I'm not surprised. even after being minister again, they will still go to another. So it's just normal. It's not whether they can do it or not. It is for them to just be there, to just be in power. And that is what is happening. When I heard that Wike is FCT minister, I only laughed. And then you're giving the Minister of Agriculture. I had to go and check his profile. And I saw that he didn't even study anything agriculture. And then you're giving him Minister of Agriculture. So what exactly do you want him to do? He does not know anything. He does not have a foundation of this thing. You know, this is not like one white-collar job somewhere that someone will sit in the office and you're serving the whole nation. You're a minister. And so it's not like play thing. And then you just give it to anybody. So this is just recycling. You're just giving us back, you know, what we've been experiencing before. Nigerians complain every day, we cry every day, our leaders are leaders. And these same leaders are the people you still bring back. But well, we should not be expecting something different. If the people we have on seats are recycled leaders, then these recycled leaders are going to still appoint their own recycled, you know, fellow. They will not go and bring a new person. The only time we'll start experiencing change in this country is until we are able to take off all of these people, take them out. Or if we can't take all of them out, just take out the leader, that person that one. Look, if you're able to take out one leader that is you know, he's already infested with corruption and corruption has eaten deep into him, every evil thing and bad thing has eaten deep into him. If we can take off that one person, then his roots will not keep spreading, because now look, this thing will keep spreading. And you see these ministers, when they want to appoint their own nominees, they will still appoint people, the same people that have gone around this thing. Those people too, when they want to appoint maybe their PA, their driver, they will still bring back people who Nigerians are complaining of. So until we are able to take off that big tree, the root will continue spreading everywhere. And even if tomorrow he finishes his tenure and another person comes in, if another person that is coming in is still one of them, then look, we're crying for change, we're going out to protest every day, we're crying for one change. Change will not come. I'm not saying cannot, it will not. Capital WILL. It will not come until we are able to take out these people. Because how do you change a system when they are the ones there? You can only change a system when the right person is there. The right person now changes the system. But when you have the bad person, a bad person can never bring you good. Someone who is evil can never, even if the person is giving you good, that good is only for a moment. You only enjoy it for that second that you're having it. And so all of this list I saw, like Beta Edu, you said she was the commissioner for health, and then you're giving her something else now. Look, we are not fools. If you know you wanted to do the right thing, this lady here, maybe she should now come as Minister of Health. But you're giving someone who does not even have, she does not have an idea, a clue of this thing, you're giving it to her. I had to go and check this woman, Oweleketv. Now she's on a ward level. I now went to check through her. You see the white people sometimes, we look at them and we look like, to them, we are looking like we're still babies close to them. It's because some of the things they do, when you check it truly, it's applaudable. I went to check Oweleketv. She's on the ward level now. I checked her profile. She studied business administration. She has a PhD in business, has this one in business, economics, studied economics. Now, what she's doing is not far from, and all the things she has done in her life is not more than finance, economics, business administration. And that is what they employed her for. They did not bring her to come and start looking, taking care of the health ministry. Now, this is what we should emulate. But Nigerians, we can never emulate until we're able to bring out these people we call leaders. These wicked people we call leaders, then Nigeria will remain the same.
Because they're even crying and shouting. I won't say they're willing, because it's like Bello Matawale's case. Many Nigerians said he failed in terms of security in his state. And you are now coming to give him Minister of State for Defense.
They just have to be there. It's not for the ministerial whatever. If they didn't come out for this ministerial, if they didn't come in this ministerial list, they will still come for something else, one position. It's not for the ministerial list or for what, it's just to be in that seat of power. That's just it.
I think it's just a clear case of garbage in, garbage out, as usual. Bringing out people who have been there. And secondly, when you look at it, it's also a case of compensation. It's like they are being given positions to compensate for, compensating them for supporting Tinubu. Because why would a lawyer, somebody who is, well read in law, a barrister, what is he doing in the aviation sector? This is not even about being dynamic or being vast. This has to do with different disciplines, because if you don't have knowledge of computer, you can't be doing computer. No matter how probably you've gone on YouTube to, if you're not well read, if it's not your discipline, is a problem. So why is Keamo, who is, what is he doing in the aviation sector? Some of these people, it's just, when we look at it and look at it logically, you ask different questions. It comes down to one thing: compensation. We all know who Wike is, what he has done. People say he's good, infrastructure-wise and everything, but why are you giving him FCT? And then that some of these rumors, like I always say, in every rumor there is an iota of truth. We are hearing rumors of a possible rerun. Why is he being given FCT? These are questions that Nigerians are asking, and definitely we're not going to get any answers. The president has done what he wants to do. We're just, spectators in our own story. We're looking, and it's like as we look, the thing just they play out, and it's bad because I know that there are people who are fit for these positions, but they will not give it to them, probably because if you can't beat them, some of these people would rather go than join them. So it's the same circle of people who are beating down the Nigerian economy, who are sharing the national cake, who are taking privileges that are meant for the masses, that they are putting into power.
Well, to our viewers out there, we would love to hear your take as regards these portfolios of the ministers. Okay, get involved in our comment sections. We'll be going on a short break right now. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. Moving on to our next topic, we will be talking about religious beliefs and how it affects many or aspects of our lives. Okay, religious beliefs and practices is an integral part of African culture and affects many aspects of life, including health and medical practices. In many African society, illness is understood as a spiritual problem and leads to the use of traditional healing methods. Traditional healers are often seen as spiritual leaders who use various methods to treat an illness. And some religious beliefs also influence medical practices. In some faiths, dietary practices during fasting can affect medication regimens and the management of medical conditions, while some may discourage vaccinations or blood transfusion. In some African communities, female genital mutilation, which is often justified on religious or cultural grounds, can have health consequences. This also impacts the acceptance of medical intervention, and it may influence public outcome leading to outbreaks of preventable diseases. So, how do religious belief impact the medical decision and practices of Africans, and how can healthcare providers better navigate these beliefs to provide effective and culturally sensitive care?
Well, I like to say that religion has done a number on us. We're people of culture and we're people of belief, and it is not bad. When you get to a climb, they have to be known for something. So, but where my concerns are in the bad side of culture, while you were just talking, I was just remembering a movie that I had seen recently. What was happening to the person, the main character in the movie, was clearly a medical issue. But because, some of these people don't have access to modern education, they are not schooled, they are not educated, they relate everything to village people, they relate everything to spirits and all that superstitious stuff, and it is doing us more harm than good. Now, I'm not saying that, traditional medicine does not work, it works, but the same way God heals, he performs miracles and everything, he has also given doctors. So in our society, and it happens, it's so prevalent, and it's I wouldn't say it's unfortunate, but somehow it's unfortunate that we Africans, instead of looking for professional help, going to the hospital, seeking medical help, rather say, oh, it is a spiritual problem, and that person will be dying. We've seen not one, we've seen not two, we've seen cases where at the end of the day, when, finally a medical professional comes into the matter, he said, oh, you hear things like this person wouldn't have gone this far, this ailment wouldn't have gone this far if you brought this person to the hospital. So I think it's just sometimes it's ignorance, ignorance, illiteracy leads people to thinking that you don't need medical care. It's his spirit, it's the spirit of the people in his village that's affecting him. And, when you get to the hospital, you see that what is affecting this person, for example, might be liver cirrhosis. This person needs medical help immediately. But because of the number that religion has done on us as a people, some people die unnecessarily. There are some deaths that can be avoided. And, because of that religion, because of culture, if we take him here, this thing will happen. So, things are getting out of hand for a lot of us, and it shouldn't be like that, because medicine is there to help. When there's a medical professional and he says things, he says this, he says that, you see that when this kind of people, when you bring them together and you school them and you begin to administer help, you see that somehow they'll believe that, okay, this way we are doing it it's like we're going back instead of going forward, and it prevents that person from dying. So I think it's just sometimes we need education, we need to be schooled. Some people need to be pulled out of ignorance. Traditional medicine, there's a place for it, and then there's a place for medical professionals to come in. Both of them can work, at different times. But, doing that, no, we cannot do it like this. Let's make sacrifices to the spirits. That person will just be dying, and I think it's what's dealing with us as a people.
Okay, you see, the issue of religion. See, in Africa, religion is one of our major problems. Many of us, we honor our pastors, we honor our malams more than the God we serve. It is what my pastor says that I believe in. And what you don't know is that your pastor that is telling you when you are sick, don't go to the hospital, fast and pray. When that your pastor feels headache, he can travel out of the country to treat himself. That's what we don't understand. These people that are telling us whenever you're sick, fast, pray. Whenever they are sick, they treat themselves. They will use drugs. And I heard a story of a woman who died. She was pregnant. She died with her pregnancy because I think they needed to give her blood and she refused. She said her faith does not permit it or something like that. A story like that. Now, we've had people died because of their religious belief. Now, you're a Christian. This woman, she was a Christian. Under the same umbrella, we have different churches under this Christianity. Now, there is a particular church that came out. This woman, she came out under this church and she said, okay, my church said I should not do this. But then I checked my Bible. And in the same Bible, it says, I think in Matthew 9, it says something, it said, a person who is sick does not need a doctor. Which means if you're sick, you need a doctor. That is what the Bible said. Go and check it. A person who is sick does not need a doctor. So it simply interprets that when you're sick, you need a doctor. Go and check yourself. The God who created us gave us brains. Look, as humans, sometimes we do things and we're doing one side, we're not doing the other side. God gave us brains. He gave us every part of our body that we need. You use your hands to do things. You use your eyes to see things. But when it comes to using your brain, you don't use your brain. Now, you're feeling headache. There's a drug. There's something you can do. Look, God who created these people, he was the one who gave them this wisdom. This same person that is talking will rub cream. And it was someone who produced this cream. This same person that is talking wears clothes. It is someone that made that clothes you're wearing. This same person that is talking, you use things that were not created, created by God. God gave humans, the wisdom to create these things. Now, you when it comes to maybe eating food, there are some food that we don't get from our natural leaves or whatever. There are some things that they add one, add two, they created them. You eat these things. You watch television, you watch so many of these things. But now it comes to your health. You say, my church does not permit it. But your church permits that you rub cream. Your church permits that you enter a car. You can enter a car from one spot to another spot. Human created that car. It is still human that created these drugs that we use. Who gave them this wisdom? It is the God we are serving. We need to look until people begin to understand, then they'll keep dying. I don't know how to call it right now, that there is still a particular faith in our country that cannot, They cannot accept blood. They don't take injections. They don't use drugs. And I'm wondering, so if something happens, they prefer to die than to use these things. And look, those men of God that are pushing you, they are using these things, whether you like it or not, until we come to the realization. You see this religion of a thing? I tell people religion is different from spirituality. If religion is crapped in Nigeria, one day our leaders come and say, no more religion, no more religion in Nigeria. Your spirituality remains. Because you can be in your house, you can pray. Even as I'm here now, I can just stay and I can just say a word of prayer. That is different from religion. But the way people carry religion on the head, and that is why you see extrajudicial killing. You're killing your fellow human being because this person insulted your God. You are doing so many things. Look, these people that don't use drugs, that say because of my faith, I will not use drugs, I will not collect blood transfusion. I put them together as people who kill another just because they have insulted their God. All of them are the same boat carrier. Because that woman that died with her pregnancy, simply because of, there are people who do not do CS. I'm not judging you, but I'm simply saying, for Christ's sake, you're doing something. If you know you don't want to do these things, don't just do every other thing. You can trek from, at least in those days, it was horse. Go and buy horse, go and buy camel, and start using on the road. Don't enter our cars. Don't enter cars. Don't use these things that we use, because maybe you're better than us, and that's why you don't want to use drugs, or your God will heal you. Yes, look, and these people that are doing these things, the kind of wickedness that is in their heart, most of them, not all. Look, when you see some of these people, they don't use some certain things, they don't dress some certain ways because of their church. If that person do something to you now,
you will not believe.
You will not believe.
You go shock.
These are the same people that when it comes to kindness, 0/10. These are the same people when it comes to speaking nicely to people, 0/10. These are the same people who will castigate you, who will judge you because of the way you look. And these are the same people that will come and say, my faith does not permit me using drugs.
I will agree with Confidence when she said ignorance, because there's this spirituality that she is a woman. She said, sorry to say, that's what she said, because she tends to differ. Anytime she's talking, she tends to differ. She said she's sorry to say this. Most of the people who are from her faith die foolish. That's just because when you know you have simple malaria, go to the hospital and go and take malaria treatment. And it's
God, they make it look like God is. I don't want to use the word. They make it look like, I know there's a word I don't want to use. No, they make it look like God is one small.
Yeah, and do you even know the funny thing?
Doctors,
these drugs that we take, it is from from leaves. From leaves. You see moringa, you see trees that will cut the bark of a tree and they will make drugs with it. And that's why we have the local herbs. But like you said, ignorance will not allow.
Stubbornness.
In fact.
Well, let's go on a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back. And now moving over to our last topic, we will be talking about personal hygiene. It refers to the practice of maintaining cleanliness and grooming oneself for the purpose of maintaining good health and preventing illness. Proper personal hygiene involves several practices, including showering or bathing, washing of hands thoroughly and frequently, brushing of the teeth, washing of your clothes, keeping the nails trimmed and clean, and wearing clean clothes. In addition to these practices, it is important to maintain a healthy diet and exercise to promote personal hygiene and overall health. So now the question is, what are the factors that negatively impact personal hygiene and how can one overcome it?
Okay, so first, I think this thing starts from sometimes, not all the time, it's from your background, your foundation. You go to some families and when you go into in fact, they see it as a normal thing, it's just normal that when you come to their house, you see the way the outside looks. There's something that I grew up to know. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do, you carry broom and you sweep your compound. But now, when you're walking in the street, you see people's compounds, the way people's compounds look. Look, hygiene starts from the tiniest things. What I grew up to know was, when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do, you sweep the compound. And that's why when someone comes to visit you in the morning, no matter how early that person comes, that compound is already clean. That house is already clean. Then you go to washing plates. Look, these things we grew up with, and now the Gen Z is now changing everything. There was a time when your elder sister, younger ones, you are sharing, okay, today I need the wash plate, tomorrow I need the wash plate, next morning I need the wash plate. Now, if there's no house help to do the thing, they will leave it there till someone comes to do it. We grew up with all of these things. If you look, parents will hold your mouth and brush your teeth and clean your tongue. That was how we grew. But now everything is just like technology is coming into space, and everything is changing so fast. You no longer see the sweeping of compounds. You no longer see the cleaning. There's a way as a child. There's a age. There's a particular age you grow up to, and then they'll leave you to bath yourself. Surprisingly, when you're 10, 11, 12, your mother will still bath you. And then when they leave you to bath yourself, maybe for some days, and they see that, okay, there's a particular place water is not touching, or you're not scrubbing your back well, no matter how big you are, they will still carry you and scrub your back. Those little things, now, people who grew up like that, till date, when you go to their homes, when they wake up in the morning, the first thing they do is sweep their compound. But now what we see is, look, and this dirtiness, the thing follows them even to the public. You go to some places, the way a person would do something, you will just know that this person is a dirty person. You just the way a person behaves, you just know this one is a dirty person. You go to people's house, and the kind of odor, you hear people say, and because I get children, I make na piss they smell, na baby piss they smell. But then there was a time when even people who have 10 children, they were even giving birth to more children then. There was a time you go to those people's house with more children, and you will not perceive anything like urine. But you go to some people's house, they'll tell you, no, say I get children, na baby piss, they smell, no be anything. You go to some people's chair, you can't sit on their couch because it's wet, there's one water or one urine or something that has poured there. You go to some people's kitchen, and it's oozing so many things. These things just, and it follows us outside. It follows women to their husband's house. It follows men. This is not just about women. I think I need us to even talk about men in particular. Because the kind of thing we grew up with is that as a girl, it is a girl who should do these things. Even if you're the only child, if you're the only girl as a child in your family, and your siblings are boys, you'll be the only one doing these things. And these men will grow. They will get married. And they will, yes, as a man, because you are the man of the house, you will do something and you will just leave it there. The place will be dirty. You will intentionally do something dirty and you will leave it there because you are a man. And you see the wives coming to do this thing. I think it's time parents start imposing these things. As your boy is growing up, whether you're a boy, whether you're a girl, the only difference is that our genital part or whatever is different. Doesn't make any other thing different. The way a man will make money is the way a woman can make money. I think it's time parents start putting this thing. As you're growing up as a child, we need to bring back that thing we call olden days kind of training. Bring it back. Because these days, the things you see, even in public, you will be surprised that a young lady, a young guy is looking this way and is acting this way.
And some people wonder why you go to their house, you cannot even drink water.
You cannot.
And they'll keep wondering.
Yes. People are dead to you. Forgive me, but people are dirty. I was just thinking about this topic, while Richard was talking, and I was just recounting in my head experiences I had to go through when entering the cycle, because I'm not even talking about that aspect. Thank God that Rachel has talked about the foundational, she has laid the foundation. Now let's talk about as adults. I'll say it again, people are dirty. God. The fact that you come out, you wake up in the morning, a brand new day, beautiful morning, and you enter car, you're on your way to work, and you're about to be killed by body odor. You can imagine death by body odor. Like, why are you an adult? Why are you a fine girl? That's why most of the times when I look at how we rate beauty, the standards, I'm like, remove all this superficial thing, go to her house, like enter her, what do they call them? Her room. Stay with this person for some days, and you know if this beauty is really from the inside out. How would you wake up in the morning? You will not brush your teeth. Hey God, I beg. You will not brush your teeth. You will not bathe well.
You're even saying, well, what about those that don't bathe at all?
If so, we women, skincare, if skincare is expensive, but the toll is not cost. I have to use that English because, these are things that I have seen coming to work. I'm like, God, please help me. I'll be in the cab like, I'm waiting to calm down. How would you? I've thought about it several times. I'm like, some of these people, it's not that their parents don't train them. Sometimes when we want to talk, we're very quick to attack parents. But see, there's just so much parents can do. Parents will imbibe it in a child, bath, and these people will still go up as adults because they're no longer in their parents' house. They are doing anything they want to do. See, you go to somebody's house and the person doesn't used to wash plates. You don't used to clean your house. You don't used to your clothes. You don't used to wash your clothes. You come out to be smelling like iniquity. Why? And it's funny, but it's a serious thing. Personal hygiene is something that is not talked about enough. Somebody will wear makeup. God. Somebody will wear makeup, look fine, fine. Guy, girl, they sit down near you, you say, what is going, like, every attraction that you felt. Some people, when we're talking about marriage, some people will tell you they don't know it's from their village people. It's not from their village people. Until you don't used to brush your teeth. Or you don't used to shave. Like, why are you smelling? Aside from the fact that for some people, it's a health issue. I've met people who have this body odor is a health challenge to them, and some of these things, like Rachel said, they started from small. Some parents don't pay attention to their children. They'll just leave the child. Once, children are very funny. At 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you see some children wanting to just do things by themselves. My youngest sister, was like that. At age 3, she wanted everybody to leave her alone in the bathroom. And we're like, you're just 3 years. We cannot allow you, to be bathing alone. You don't know the intricacies yet. So there's a foundational one, and then there's that part where the person has grown up as an adult. Why, as an adult, as a fine boy, as a fine girl, why will you be smelling? Why don't you have a personal hygiene? There are some people that, you come close to. You don't like them for any other thing aside from the fact that they are clean. There are people that are like that. And I don't think there's any sensible person who wants to be attracted to someone, or who wants to be close to someone that is dirty. Because like Rachel said something. She said, you carry it from the house outside. You can only hide for so long. It will show. A dirty person, you would always know somebody that is dirty. No matter how they try to hide it, how they try to form, you'd always know that this person is dirty. So I think personal hygiene is something that should be taken really seriously, because aside from the fact that it affects people around you, health-wise, a dirty person would always have health. You're putting your immune system at a risk. Things are not supposed to be happening to you, will be happening to you because why? You're not taking care of yourself. Deodorants are a must-have for men and women. And I like how Rachel put it. She said, let's not be talking about ladies alone. Have you met some guys? Let's not be talking about, we should generalize it. Personal hygiene is very important, not just for people around you or for people you meet every day, but for yourself. Somebody said something, smelling good is good business. Even if, I don't say even if you're wearing rags, because I know that a lot of people don't have plenty of clothes, but even if you don't have enough, smell nice. It gives you confidence, it gives you boldness to stand anywhere, because the first thing somebody will ask you is, wow, what are you wearing? Like, what cologne are you wearing? And you'll be confident to speak. So personal hygiene is important. It's important for everybody, please.
Sorry, I want to quickly add up something. Personally, I do not see using deodorants, perfumes, or whatever as being clean. Because you can use a perfume you bought for 1 million and still be a very dirty person. In fact, these days, most people use these things to just cover up their dirtiness. You can choose not to bath for 2 days, and they'll just put it everywhere and just to cover up. I think it's not even about the soap, the cream, or the perfume. I think it's just a personal thing. Because even the poorest people, you see some people, they're living in one thatched house. But when you go to their house, you can comfortably sit there to eat. You can comfortably sit there to drink water. You go to their room, everything is neat. Even if it's just 1-2 things they have in their house, that 1-2 things, they will clean it up like it's one big thing. So I think it's just a personal thing. And secondly, I want to insist on parents. Because you see, the way a parent, like recently they were doing my house is close to a school, and they were doing graduation, and then they called out a girl, a small girl, and they said she's always they gave her an award for just being clean. She's always, and even as they were talking, they said it on the mic. A fence is dividing the place, but then they said it on the mic. They say even now she's still looking clean. And that thing is not just about the girl, it's about the mother. And that girl, if it continues and they keep praising her, secondary school, she graduates a high institution, I bet you that girl will not grow up as a woman and just want to become dirty, except 1 or 2 things, come into it. So I think parents first should start up this thing first before you as a person can now decide on who you want to be.
Because I actually wanted to ask this question, is it a personal thing, or poverty can be a reason why you have because some people will tell you, I cannot groom myself because I do not have the money to take care of myself.
I had a place we were living before, sorry, just to answer your question. He was the security man for the compound. Hey, but see, I have never, like, the man does not have money, does not have car, but every day his skin is glowing more than my own. When I doing skincare, like, it's funny, but it's the truth. You see that this thing is not about, like Rachel said, in a way, it's not really about perfumes and everything. He's clean. He baits every time you see him, he's changing clothes, he's bathing, the place where he stays is neat. So I think, yes, in a way, it's also a personal thing.
Well, good personal hygiene practices are essential to maintaining good health and preventing illness, like Confidence said, and infections. So by practicing a good personal hygiene, we can all help keep ourselves and those who are around us healthy and well. Okay, that's it on today's edition. You already know, talk show where they talk as EB. We would love to hear from you, so be a part of our conversation by dropping your opinions in our comment sections. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles displayed on your screen for more exciting episodes of Viewpoints. Do subscribe and turn on the little notification bell on our YouTube channel at Oweleketv. Our website is oweleketv. Till we come your way again.